Let's go next to @SpiritCat. And what have you learned from me @SpiritCat? Well, you're saying add to your winners and hold for decades, not days. So yes, sure enough, there is that long-term focus and emphasis again, which is really at the heart of success for investors, capital I, worldwide. It's always been true. It's true today. It will always be true going forward. But then you add, and indeed a number of you added, the importance of adding to your winners. And why? Well, as I was saying, the 2018 theme, the leitmotif for this podcast. Why? Well, because winners win. And thank you, Ali Al-Lawati @Ali R. Alawati on Twitter for saying that's what you learned from me in this podcast. Winners win. Hey, what do winners do? Rick Engdahl, what do winners do?
They win.
That's right. It's very simple. And we're having fun with that, tongue-in-cheek, about half the time. The other half of us, though, is serious. Usually, one of the best indicators of future results is past performance. Now, that runs in direct contrast to the often used financial disclaimer that I'm sure all of us have heard any number of times. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. You'll very frequently hear disclaimed in various forms of financial advertising. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. And yet, as I've always taken pains to say, it's actually probably our single best indicator going forward of what to expect. The lawyers won't let financial advertisers say that, but you and I are looking for what works and what wins. And in my experience, winners win. And that's why with SpiritCat, we add to our winners. Many people do the opposite. They keep adding to their losers. The old cliche is they are trimming their flowers and watering their weeds. We're going to try to trim our weeds and water our flowers. Most of all, we're not even going to think too much about our weeds. We're going to be watering our flowers, because when you find great companies, they shouldn't be great for just a quarter or a year. That's not great. Great companies go 5, 10, 15-year, sometimes longer runs of huge growth by adding lots of value to all their stakeholders. And you and I are going to add to those stocks as they go up over time. One of our contract writers and a friend of mine that I've gotten to know through the Motley Fool over the years, Danny Venna, as a newer investor years ago, he made his own rule, which he shared through our discussion board community at the time. And it read a little crazy to me, and yet I admired it. He would only invest new money in a stock if it was already up 40%. And then he had some additional rule. I use the past tense. He may still be doing this. Once it went up 40% again, then he would add to it even more. And as it turns out, what was he doing? Well, he was adding to his winners. Winners win. I'm pretty sure Danny's pretty happy with that approach. Now, of course, diversifying also has us not overloading into any one stock or stocks. But I hope you get the principle. In fact, I know you get the principle, because so many of you replied that way when we said, what have you learned from David Gardner?